welcome to my channel. So in the today's lecture, we are going to discuss iterative waterfall model. In the last video, we discussed the classical waterfall model. Okay, what we discussed in classical waterfall model, we had various phases in classical waterfall model. Like firstly, we had a feasibility study. Okay, then we had a requirement specifications, requirement analysis phase. Then we had designing phase, then coding, then testing, and the last phase was maintenance. These were the 6 phases which we studied in the classical waterfall model. What we studied there, once you have collected your requirements from the customer, okay, firstly what you do in classical waterfall model, you will be gathering all of the requirements. Okay, you will get to know that your product, your software product, what functionalities it should perform. Okay, you will be collecting all of the requirements from your customer. Okay, once you have collected all of your requirements, now you will be designing your product. You will make the graphical diagrams for your software product. Okay, you will see your complete software product in the form of diagrams, in the form of data flow diagrams, or in the form of ER diagrams. Okay, once you have come at the designing phase, now you cannot add more requirements. Now you cannot add more customer requirements. Okay, you cannot backtrack in classical waterfall model. Okay, once you have designed your software product, you have made a graphical diagrams for your product. Now if you see that I want to add one more functionality in my design, okay, in the designing of the software product, but you cannot go back. There is no way to go back. Now you cannot add more requirements in your product. Okay, this classical waterfall model is a fixed model. Once you have collected your requirements, now you are moving to the designing phase. And while designing, if you find that I want to add one more functionality, but now you cannot add more requirement in your product. Now you cannot add more functionality in your product. So that was the classical waterfall model. So in classical waterfall model, we had a problem in moving back. Okay, we cannot move back to the previous phase. Once you have reached at the designing phase, you cannot move back now on the requirement phase. So that was the biggest shortcoming of the classical waterfall model. Okay, so how we improved the shortcoming of the classical waterfall model? Look, we are working on a larger software product. So it is not that in a one go, in a very first time, you will be gathering all of the requirements of your product. Okay, there is definitely a chance that you might left some of the requirement of your product, and at the later point when you are designing your product, you are making flow diagrams of your product. At that time you get that I should add one more functionality to the product. Okay, so in iterative waterfall model we can go back. Okay, it is improving the shortcomings of the classical waterfall model. In this we can backtrack. Okay, if you are working on the coding part and you get to know that we should add something new in the designing phase, we want to add something more in the designing phase, then we can move back to the designing phase. Okay, why it is important that we should backtrack? Because we are working on a very larger product. There is definitely a chance that some requirements you might left in your first go. Okay, so gradually as you are getting more and more functionalities, we are adding in the product. Okay, we are not making our product in the first go. We add, if there is a requirement, we can change our functionalities and we can backtrack. Okay, so this is the basic idea of the iterative waterfall model. Okay, so I hope that you are clear with iterative waterfall model. If you have any query, I have mentioned my email ID in the description box. You can contact me on that email ID. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe my channel.